Well, hello there. Been a while. Been too long. I wanted to sit down and just talk about my thoughts on the ending of Breaking Bad, the whole series in the entirety. Notes I have, different things I wish they did, and just kind of my dissecting of maybe the best TV show we have ever seen. So yeah, got a list to help me keep track. I guess we'll start off with this. No family support from Skylar, Hank, Maria, Flynn. I don't know if this ever gets talked to about in other people's homes, but you ever have that talk where you just ask your siblings and your loved ones, if I killed someone, would you turn me in? I seem like I've had that a few times, and it's always a resounding no. But these goody two-shoe pieces of shit are willing to turn poor Walt in at a moment's notice. It makes me sick how fast they're just ready to report a loved one just because he broke the law. Such bullshit. Love is supposed to be beyond the law. And how self-righteous Hank gets just kills me. Walt is always trying to test his limits throughout the earlier seasons. There's a good one about a cigar. Hank has illegal Cubans, and he's smoking them. And Walt kind of says, you know, what's so different from this, from pot, crystal meth, crack? You know, the effects and addictiveness are much lower, but still you're doing something that's giving you pleasure and other people are telling you can't. And you can see him pushing and testing, and Hank is real upright about it. And he has some answer that's just cuts off any kind of further conversation. Also with Skylar and Marie, I remember when in the first season when that janitor gets busted and they try to blame Hank, Walt tries to kind of hangs up the chemistry stuff going missing on him. They find pot in his car and they think it's outrageous. And they go, oh, how did they let someone like that work at the school? It's just such goody two-shoeness. Just it annoys me. I was annoyed through the whole series with Skylar, Maria, Hank to different degrees at different times, but he got really bad near the end. And Flynn just, he turns on his father really fast once he finds out about everything that's been happening that he hasn't known about with the meth cooking and the killing of kingpins and what have you. Just, I feel sorry for Walt because he had a shitty support system. Shitty support system. Just piss poor. That's not a family. That's just some cardboard cutout is what that was. Because it doesn't go deeper than any kind of blood. It's just shallow cardboard, propped up, barely standing. Doesn't take much to take it out. So yeah. I was upset that we got no scene of Walt slipping young Brock the Lily of the Valley poisoning. I don't know how he did it. I don't know how he packaged it. I don't know how that scene went down. All I know is whenever they would have a scene with Walt and Brock in the same scene, there was an awkward tension that they never would explain with a scene showing how he did it. And I thought that was missing. I thought that'd be interesting to just see that. It just felt like it felt like they were leaving it up for mystery. It felt like they forgot to shoot a scene by not having that crucial scene shot. That should probably be the first thing they led with when they closed out that season, showing that he had a lily of the valley and his gun pointed to it. So yeah. I've been doing this thing whenever I watch Bryan Cranston playing the role of Walter White on the show, I watch it and I look for him to have any kind of mannerisms or any kind of lines that match his character of Hal from Malcolm in the Middle. And he did a really good job. He became a different person completely for this role. So whenever I was watching, I always was hoping to get a glimpse of Hal. And I finally did in the scene where he first meets Gale and they are going over things, and Gale shows his high brewed coffee setup. When he drinks that coffee, he clasps the cup and he does the eye roll, you know. And it was just like something I think I've seen Hal do. I think also with a cup of coffee. So it was nice to see that. But it's also just another feather in the cap of Bryan Cranston. That wasn't a character or anything like he's done before, and he was able to get so into it and develop something so new. Amazing art. Let's see. This one's kind of a minor one, but no Huell update. Huell, I think it was a character being played by, I forgot his name, but he's the big fat black strongman of Saw. He's also a stand-up comedian. I want to say Bruce, but I think that's a different guy. Crawford or something. I think something like that. Anyway, the last thing we saw of him was Hank convincing him that Walter had killed Jesse, and with a beef cutlet it looked like, and he believed him and was going to stay at a motel until they caught Walter, and that's the last we ever see of him. And I'm guessing he just died in that motel room because they never explained it. It'd be like some weird time-lapse video where it just gets thinner and thinner and finally just dies. So yeah, thought that was kind of piss poor attention to detail. They could have given us a Huell update. Come on. Okay, I thought this is just a point I was going to make. How brilliant the show is when Walt rescues Jesse from the Aryan Brotherhood, like prison people. He puts on the mask of a cook, and he puts on some of the stuff, and then he just curls up and dies. And it was important, though, that they had a person there that they could say, oh, he was the cook. That way Jesse is free, because they're not going to investigate looking for another cook. You know, the cook's missing. He took the role of cook to also give Jesse a free life. And I thought there was something beautiful about that. And I just want to make sure everyone got that. It's something that Vince Gilligan just hammered home in a really nice way. So yeah, I just made note of that in case anyone did not catch it. They've been using the guy that plays Hank in Under the Dome, and he's like an evil mayor there on that show. And I thought it was funny. It was a nice nod to Breaking Bad. Was they had him reunite with an actress they had on Breaking Bad. They had a girl who was a gas station attendant that got charmed by Jesse and was given the meth in payment of gas instead of money, and she gave it to her drugged out employee friend, and they had a good chemistry in that scene where she breaks down and cries and says she can't identify him, and Hank's able to go to an ATM machine that took a picture of the Winnebago, and I was able to search for it after that. But they reunited those two in Under the Dome in a scene where she played a character named Dodie, and Hank's is his name Dick Slater or something? Something weird. Hank's character eventually kills her, but they have the same kind of chemistry they had in Breaking Bad as they did on Under the Dome. For the short time we saw them, I could go on and on about the kind of stuff they pissed away on that show. But yeah, it was really a nice little nod, I thought. Pretty much my last thought was I was kind of upset they didn't really hit the nail on the head and have Wall at least partake of meth before he died. I thought that was the logical conclusion, was he would smoke some of the meth that Jesse had made. Maybe even it may be too cutesy for the whole attitude of the show or that last episode, but if he just had taken something and maybe said this stuff is as good as mine or something like that, or just taking it and just kind of went off in kind of a blissful just cascade of highness. But that didn't happen. I thought that'd be nice, since he spent so much time cooking it and using it to cultivate his power. It'd be interesting to finally see the chef taste his product, his food, his art, if you will. So yeah, Breaking Bad's done, over. I enjoyed it. It's a great show. I'm looking forward to what else AMC decides to get behind. I've heard talks of them trying to do The Preacher. It's a comic book I don't know too much about, but that sounds like it could have legs. I continue watching Walking Dead. So yeah, I was really just happy with what they gave us, and I enjoyed it as much as anyone can. It's really fun to just watch that all in about a week. If you have the time, you can watch those 5 seasons in a week. It makes. I almost wish I had a mind eraser from Men in Black, just so I could watch it all over again. Because it's amazing TV. There's so many moments that are just beautiful.